to you from the Chi Town remix to the Cackalack Sticks. I hope everyone is blessed and whatever you're going through, I hope that it works out to the epitome of your expectations and you're drinking your water and taking good care of yourself and your loved ones. I pardon me, I had to let this one simmer for a good little minute because um I really it's hard. It's I can't take Destiny's energy. And I was gonna do a part two to one of her very first live streams that she did with two other content creators regarding the Sonny Moses whole debacle. And I couldn't do a part two. I'm just be honest with you. I tried, okay, and I just can't take Destiny much. Um, a lot of it I attribute to getting older and growing more and more to get to know myself better, as well as protecting my damn peace. Okay, because some things will trigger your psyche to a point of rage, and that's not a place that I want to go back to because in my early 20s, right after I had my first daughter, after that I had two sons. However, my daughter, clearly my oldest, my first, was very young when I had her. I was 18 years old with 6 months left of high school before I graduated to move on to higher education. And I am a motherless daughter. I came from a two-parent household, a nuclear family, four children total. The two oldest are two boys, and the two youngest are my sister and I. Excuse me. And my sister is the golden child. I'm the scapegoat, the troublemaker, the truth teller. Okay. And I'm speaking directly from experience when it comes to this remedial analysis of the discussion that was had about motherless daughters with money making Mel and her friend girl. Now, life coaching is one thing, therapy is another. We all know this. And we 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 have to be very careful when we decide we want to humble somebody down and we don't have the amount of expertise or seasoning, as my grandmother used to say. You don't have enough seasoning in that area. That means you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. You don't have enough time on the clock or enough skin in the game to behoove yourself and insert yourself into a conversation that you are unqualified to participate in. Now, I've talked to a few life coaches, and um, A lot of people don't know, but I'm a life coach, okay? And I don't coach currently because my life is not back together yet. Does that make sense? Now, it's multiple ways that you can get your life together other than the obvious finances, housing, income, career path, whatever, right? And just from my perspective and experience with life coaching and being coached, I prefer to have somebody that, is in the same diaspora culturally, preferably for me, everybody's different. For me, dealing with the motherless daughter piece, I prefer to have someone who is slightly older than me and who can resonate with the motherless daughter journey. That means you've been through the same type of shit as me. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm not gonna be before you long. This is just a warm up to the warm up. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a live later today. It's Friday, 3:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I was on the panel uh with Chit Chat and the cutie crew over there. She is one of my very first channels that I bumped into when I started watching Love and Marriage Huntsville years and years ago. And I watched her channel grow, and I've been listening to her ever since a year and some change ago. And as well as Queen Sheba, watched her take off like a rocket. True T watched her explode on the scene and make some moves and shake some shit up and totally switch up the game, okay? Commanding all of the attention like a queen, along with Pinky the Housewife, Black Titanic, Diana Rose. I mean, some powerful, beautiful, classy, eloquent, you know, very well versed women. Okay. So I know how to do life and I know what the fuck a life coach looks like, what I want mine to look like, what mine did look like, sound like, energetically feel like. And sometimes as newly accredited professionals, we tend to overvalue ourselves in certain situations, especially sadly among black women professionals, because as a former nurse, when I got first got my degree, it wasn't damn dry good on it. I couldn't tell you couldn't tell me nothing. Okay. Yet at the same time, I had to remain humble. Even though I was freshly out of clinicals, ready to get my first real big girl paycheck, I couldn't step on the scene like I knew every fucking thing. Okay, because I did put in the work to study and show myself approved. However, I was jumping off the porch, running with the big dogs. So I had a lot to learn still at that point. Okay. Now, same thing goes with life coaching and therapeutic sessions, whether it be trauma related, DV related, any type of substance abuse related, fixations, autism spectrum, you name it. If I'm going to get therapy or coaching from said entity, I want some seasoning on it. Okay. And then when you stepping off up into those realms of professionalism, you have to remain humble. You never stop learning, whether you have a licensed profession or not. Just in general, you should never be closed off to learning something new. It it ages you, excuse me, when you behave as if you know everything. That's another extra stressor in trying to constantly prove that you're smarter than the next person that might have a little bit different perspective or access to different type of resources that can be referenced and utilized. Okay? So, I'm just give you two radically different versions of life coaches who I highly respect. I have not had a personal session with either one of these life coaches, but I do follow closely and have kept up with these two very profoundly sharp, seasoned life coaches. One is a therapist as well. And I'm going to show you how they get down and the huge, gaping red flag that I see with this alleged life coach slash therapist that was on Mental Mondays with Destiny. Okay. I'm still a little disturbed. That's why I'm kind of pausing a little bit. But let's peep this. We're going to hop over to Empress Queen Mother Iyanla Vazant. Okay. She is, in my book, an icon, a living icon in the realm of therapy and getting my damn life. Okay. Healing. So let's take a look see at this is part two from 7 years ago on Yanla Von Zant's channel, Motherless Daughters, a deeper dive. Okay. We're going to peep a little tidbit of it. And then I'm going to hop to a different listen, powerful but polar opposites, radically different. Still, I will give them every dime of what they charge to sit with them. Okay. And I'm not that easily impressed because a therapist, I know a therapist. I know a quack when I see one, and I know the real deal. So let's go. Let's peep this. Iyama, Queen Mother.
Welcome to A Deeper Dive, where you, the viewers, get an opportunity to examine, explore, and hopefully do the same work as the guest on Iyamla Fix My Life. And this week, our show was part one of what will be a three-part episode dealing with family lies and motherless daughters. I think India Irie said it best when she said, "One shot to the heart without breaking the skin. No one has the power to hurt you like your kin." And I'm sure many of us have stories about the hurt that's been caused to us by family members, parents or siblings or cousins or grandparents. This is a story about how people who love each other dearly can hurt each other deeply. This is a story about a woman who had 6 daughters, 2 of whom she didn't raise, and the other 4 feel that they weren't raised by her because she had a drug addiction. In addition, this is a story about how family members will cover up stories and tell lies in an effort to protect themselves and to protect family members. So the details of the story are one thing, but the issues and the lessons are very important. I always say, love people enough to tell them the truth. And in this story, this is a mother who did not tell her children the truth. She didn't tell them the truth about what was going on with her, perhaps because they were too young. She had a substance abuse problem, a drug problem, when they were very young, and she would disappear for hours or days and leave the children alone, which left the older child to take care of the younger children. That's an issue. This is a story about a woman who had children when she wasn't able to take care of them and gave them away, not too far, but gave them away, didn't raise them, but stayed in touch with them so that the children who were given away felt that they weren't wanted like the ones that she kept. This is a story about six siblings who don't really know where they come from. They don't understand their history. They don't understand their family lineage, and therefore they have conflict among each other. This is a story about how to heal after so many years of not really knowing or understanding what's going on. It's much, much more than just being related by blood. It's about how you relate to one another. It's about the relationship that you have with one another. It's about how you see one another and how you hold one another. And in our story this week, we met the mother and the six daughters, and we began to look at the breakdowns, the breakdown between the mother and the oldest daughter, who felt that her mother simply wasn't there and left her mothering responsibilities on her. We can look at the relationship among the siblings, the peacemaker, Keisha, the one who called me, who was in deep distress about the breakdown between her sisters and between her older sister and her mother. And then there's Precious, who was given up for adoption and brought back into the family, yet never quite able to connect.
All right, that's the peekaboo on Queen Mother Iyanla, former attorney, life coach, therapist, and so forth. We already know what it is with Queen Mother over here. Now, that's a life coach, okay? Very, very high quality because Iyanla has a lot of experience, not just in psychology, studying human behavior, okay? She was an attorney, so she had to trust her gut and the energy that came through the cases that she dealt with. So, another supernova empath, in my opinion, but this is a life coach, okay? Talking about motherless daughters. Now, next one is a little bit more gangster. Still very classy, still powerful, gets right to the point, okay? And this life coach, her name is Spiritual Whistleblower, okay? She is a life coach. She also comes from the perspective of being a motherless daughter because I watched her channel grow too. Her mother was very similar to my mother, narcissistic, emotionally unattached, selfish, self-centered, codependent, overly conservative, basket case mother. Okay, here we go.
I really gave this some thought. You definitely want to be the ex that nigga hates. You want to be the ex that he talks trash about to every fucking body. You want to be that bitch. Because all that means is you was the bitch that he could never control. You was the bitch he tried to break and he failed miserably. You was the bitch that got away. All the others kept going back because they're fucking stupid. You was the bitch that wasn't fazed by all the negative shit he had to say about you in the streets. You know, he said your coochie smelled. He said your cooking is terrible. He said your house was dirty. He said you're a terrible mother. He said you're a hoe. He said you're a cheater. He said you're a backstabber. He said you fucked all your coworkers. He said he can't trust you, bitch. He said he's the reason that you're famous and successful. That nigga got so much shit to say about you when he running your name into the dirt in the streets. Because you was smart enough to get the fuck away from him and never look back. Oh, by the way, he also told everybody that he could have you anytime he wanted to. If he whistled, you would come back. No, the fuck you did not go back. So now he looks stupid for telling that motherfucking lie. Because you left his ass 2 years ago and you ain't looked back. And he is checking. And his family is checking. And his bitches are checking. You still ain't went back. They all stalking your social media because of him. Because you got him looking like a fucking fool after he told everybody he could have you anytime he fucking want. Dumbass nigga. He hates your ass because he can't control you. He hates your ass because you're not gullible, dumb, and weak like all his exes. You're just not that girl that he wants you to be. You're not a weak bitch like his mama. He hates that shit. Let me tell you something. Let him talk all the shit in the world. See, me personally, all my exes, bitch, I'll be sitting up laughing. I hope they take.
Who does it sound like, y'all? Who is if they never met, Melody and Spiritual Whistleblower, doesn't it sound like she's describing that situation when the ex would not stop slinging mud, still slinging mud, almost 4 years later? Let's go.
Care my motherfucking name in the ground, bitch. I don't care if the niggas call me crazy, psycho, bitter, yada yada yada, miserable. Bitch, I got the fuck out. I'm winning. I'm a household name. My name rings bells internationally.
Bingo. What? Motherless daughters. Okay. Let peep this, y'all.
I'm known. Celebrities are all in my comments. They follow my content. I'm somebody, bitch. Why would I lower myself or give a fuck about a weak nigga who couldn't tame me or control me? And he's mad about it. He's supposed to hate you and talk shit about you. You outsmarted him. Be proud of yourself, girl. Wear that shit like a badge.
Boom. Those are life coaches. Beautiful family. Okay. Those are life coaches. So I that's all I wanted to say. Drop the eagle feathers in the comment section. Thank you for joining me for this video. If you have not already, please subscribe. Hit the cash app if you are inspired to do so. It is Queen with a W, QWEEN 1971. And share my link to my channel. So if you got me locked in, you'll know when I get ready to go live. Okay. Shout out to Chit Chat with Cutie and the Cutie crew and all of my sisters who always come through, always checking up on your home girl. Um, just showing love, mad love. That is a blessing. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart because I prayed for the moment that I could feel like a sister, a real sister. not just in words or typing comments and text messages. I mean, real sisterhood, because I never know what it felt like due to the triangulation and abuse that I had to endure in my household growing up. Never got a chance to know what it really feels like to be a sister, right? So I want to say thank you for that gift of sisterhood that's growing between us. You know, the love, the genuine concern is truly a blessing. So hit that notification bell, please. Hit the like, drop some eagle feathers. Talk to me in the comments. Tell me what's up, what you think about these two here life coaches in comparison to Destiny. She beside herself. She doing too much in my opinion. She got back up on that show, using the victim card again, and now is fizzling out again rapidly, faster than it did before. She was able to coattail ride for a little while the first hee haw round on the show. Now I'm sick of Destiny. Okay, I'm not watching the show, but I've been following the social media streets. The streets always got a buzz. You always got to stay connected to the streets. I don't care how bougie and highfalutin you get, how many degrees you get behind your name, alphabet soup. Excuse me. You don't never take your ear off the pulse of the hood. Why? Because that's where you going to get the truth, whether you like it or not. FAFO. If I'm lying, I'm flying. So I'm getting ready to get out of here. Okay, that's just my opinion, my observation from my own experience as a motherless daughter. Call a thing a thing. If you don't put a label to it and read its title clear, you have to define your pain. Nobody else can do it for you but you and God. Okay? You have to call a thing a thing. I was abused. I was neglected. I did not like it. It made me feel, when you call the devil by his name, what happens? Huh? Okay, so I'm getting ready to bounce. I love you and thank you again for the love and for rocking with your people over here from the Chi Town. Get down. One love. Happy belated Juneteenth on the 20th. 21st, my bad. And keep keep your focus, eyes on your own paper. Okay, don't overvalue yourself in certain spaces and situations just because you are overzealous with new knowledge that you needed to try to find yourself and figure yourself out. Okay, because a lot of people, and this is just my opinion, a lot of people who join the military ain't built to be in the damn military. And when they get out, they're a little off and then they need to find themselves. And some people go to psychology and psychiatry classes and take those courses and online degree classes and accelerated programs and stuff. They trying to figure themselves out. So then they can find some type of purpose after being debriefed and deprogrammed from being in a dogmatic institution like the Marine Corps. Okay? Yes, I said it. So I lied before. I'm getting ready to get off of here. I love y'all. Hit me up. Tell me what you think.